Well, hey there, and welcome to the video where I show you exactly how to bring over last year's data into your new reseller spreadsheet. This video shouldn't be too long, and to help make it even shorter, I will go ahead and link the chapters below that will take you directly to the part of the video that you'll need. There will be 5 or 6 different chunks of this video based on what spreadsheet you had last year and what spreadsheet you're bringing it into in the new year. In case you found this video and you're looking for a reseller spreadsheet, I'll link that as well in the description of this video. You can go check it out. I've got 3 different versions, and there's also a video on my channel that will preview all 3 and help you decide which one's best for where you find your business in today. So really quickly, the 3 different versions I have are the basic, premium, and creator. And if you bought last year's spreadsheet and you're trying to get it into the new year, it shouldn't take too long. It's a really simple copy and paste. There's several different ways to do this, since you could have purchased the basic last year and maybe you're going into the basic this year, or maybe you upgraded into the premium, you bought the premium and you're upgrading into the creator, or what have you. There are a lot of different ways to do this. So instead of just me telling you all the ways that you can do it, let's just go ahead and jump in. I'll show you. So we're going to start with the first tier, the basic, and we're going to show you what it looks like to copy in your information into the new basic spreadsheet. Okay, so for this video, we're going to take last year's data. In this case, it'd be 25, but whatever was last year's for you, go to that spreadsheet now, and you'll go to your inventory tab. You want to look at all the inventory that has not sold and bring it over into the next year. So in this case, in this video, I've got a handful of items here that still haven't sold, and we're going to go ahead and copy and paste these. It really does not take long at all. So rather than copying the whole row, you actually want to click into this first column, listed date. And when you do that, hold your mouse down and drag it all the way across through XP. And then you're going to bring it all the way down to the very last line of your inventory. And once you've done that, you can either use the keyboard shortcut or just right click and click copy. Now that we've copied that, let's go to the new spreadsheet for this new year. And we'll go to the inventory tab. We're going to click into the listed date on the first row of this inventory tab, and then we're going to paste. And let me suggest that you right click, paste special, values only. So now you can see this quickly pasted in last year's inventory. You are actually ready to go on your basic spreadsheet for this new year. That's how easy it is. Now let's talk about the scenario in which you bought last year's basic spreadsheet, and this year you're like, I want to upgrade to the premium. So you're going from the basic to the premium spreadsheet for this next year. So this is pretty much the same thing. It's a copy and paste, but you won't be able to copy and paste it exactly in one paste. So we'll have to do a couple of chunks. So the first thing we're going to do is click in the listed date again. And this time we're only going all the way to the SKU. So listed date to SKU and all the way down till your last line on the inventory tab, copy it. Now let's go over to the premium spreadsheet. Let's say this is your new spreadsheet in the new year. Go to the inventory tab, click into listed date, right click, paste special, values only. And the reason why we can't paste that whole thing in is because we've got some extra columns here that would mess with the formatting. You'll see that it kind of pasted in some weird format here, and that's okay. I'll show you how to fix that in a second. Let's go back to our old basic spreadsheet now. We want to capture the rest of this data. So now we're going to do the second chunk. We're going to click on the first line of the cost column all the way to XP and go all the way down to your last line. Copy that, go back to your premium reseller spreadsheet, scroll over to your cost column, and then paste special, values only. And now it's brought in all of your data from the previous year. If you have some of these columns where the centering is off, or the font is different, or the text is a different size, you can quickly change that by highlighting all that you're wanting to change. So let's just highlight these right here that didn't come in centered. We'll click on this horizontal align and we'll click center, and that will pull it all to the middle. And then the text actually should be formatted to 12, but it's actually pulling in as 10. So we'll go ahead and change the text to increase it to 12. And then as you can see, it matches the rest of this spreadsheet. So that's how you'll do that if you get any issues like that for some reason. With these last 3 columns in here, store, category, and brand, since you didn't have that data in the basic, there's nothing to paste over in here. So 2 things you can do. You can either just leave all that blank and then start filling that out if you'd like with new entries, or you can retroactively go back and put in a store, category, or brand based on, if you remember that data, where you got it from, what the item is, and the brand. So I'll leave that up to you to decide how you want to do that. New this year on the Premium and the Creator is the ability to track your year-over-year stats. So for this year, you can start tracking how this year's doing compared to last year month by month. And you'll quickly do that by going to your old spreadsheet, your basic, click on month, and you'll see some numbers here. Obviously mine is 0 for this video, but whatever numbers are here, you will highlight all of it. So starting with January on your month tab, total sales, you're going to copy in January through December, and you're going to copy that column. You go back to your Premium Reseller spreadsheet, click on year, and then you're going to click into right under 2025, cell M6, January 2025. You're going to paste in last year's data. So right click, paste special, values only. Now, of course, yours won't be zeros, yours will be numbers, but just keep that in mind. And as you do that, your charts will fill out over here. Just know that your 2026 column will be blank because you haven't put in any sales yet. This will start to populate as you make sales. We've got 2 more pieces of information that we want to copy in, units sold and days to sell. So let's go back to our old spreadsheet. Let's go to the month tab. Now we're going to do the same thing with the units sold column. So column F, F7 all the way through F18. You're going to copy it, go back to your new spreadsheet, the year tab, click into M23, right click, paste special, values only. And of course yours will be numbers there instead of zeros. And then days to sell will be the last one we're going to do. Go back to your month tab, go all the way over to column Z here, Z7 to Z18. You'll have some numbers in here as well, so you'll copy those. Go back to your Premium Reseller spreadsheet, click into M40, right click, paste special, values only, and that will paste in your days to sell for last year. And again, once you do that, you'll start to see these charts fill out. Okay, so if you're going from basic to the Premium, you've now completed it, you're done, you're ready to set up the rest of your Premium Reseller spreadsheet and carry on into the next year. I'm going to assume that there aren't going to be many people who go from basic all the way up to the Creator, but if you do find yourself in that scenario, you're going to do exactly the same as I did on the Premium for your inventory, and then you'll have only one column on the year tab that you'll paste in, and I'll show you that real quick. That will be this column right here, your sales for your platforms from the month tab, total sales. Your whatnot, your Creator, and your merch, you probably won't have any of that data, so that will just all stay blank. Okay, so that's for pretty much everyone who bought the basic and are putting their new information into this new spreadsheet, depending on which version you got. Okay, so for this section of the video, you purchased last year's Premium and you want to transfer it now into the Premium for the next year. Let's go to the Start tab. You've got all this information that you filled out on previous year's spreadsheet. You can easily copy and paste all of this in. Let's just assume I want to keep all of this the same. I'm going to start with the platforms column C42. I'm going to go all the way over to the brands column, which is G. I'm going to make sure to copy down all the way through whatever my bottom row is. So in this case, Helping Hands, E58 is my last entry here. So we're going to copy it. You'll go back to your new spreadsheet for the new year. You go to your Start tab, you'll click into that first cell under Platforms, and you're going to click right click, paste special, values only. And that will bring in all of your Start tab data if you choose to keep it exactly the same. And of course, you can always come in here and update any of them you want. If, for example, I'm no longer selling on Grailed and Depop, I can just come in here and delete those out. Or if I want to change the order of these, I can. You can add or delete any of these that you wish. Just make sure that you actually click into the cell and delete it, rather than deleting or adding any rows, because that will mess with the formatting if you do that. So that's the Start tab. We've done that. Pretty simple stuff there. We're going to go back to our previous spreadsheet, the previous year's inventory tab, and we're going to now copy over our inventory. So we're going to click into A79 or whatever that top row is for you. And very simple, you'll see we'll go all the way across, all the way through XP, and then you want to go down to your very last line. If it's 927, go all the way down to 927, but you'll copy all of that info. Now we're going to go to our inventory tab on the new spreadsheet. This is the new year that we're going to start tracking here pretty soon. We're going to click into the listed date cell and right click, paste special, values only. And the reason why we're doing values only instead of just a simple copy and paste is because the drop downs really mess with a lot of things. If you do happen to do just copy and paste, you may get some red tickers over here, and that's totally fine. It's not gonna mess with the formatting or the function of your spreadsheet, but this will at least take out those red checks that you might see. Okay, it pastes in beautifully all of our data for this spreadsheet. And then lastly, we want to bring in the previous year's numbers to track on the year tab for the year over year data. So you'll go to the month tab, you'll start with this column total sales, and we're going to copy in really quickly D7 through D18. So even if you have months in here where you don't have any sales, let's say like maybe you started reselling in July, so the first half of the year you didn't make any sales, that's totally fine. Just copy the whole thing regardless of what numbers you see. So we're going to copy that. We're going to go to the current year's spreadsheet, click on the year tab. Now we're going to find the year over year metrics column M here, and we're going to paste in those sales for 2025. So click into M6, right click, paste special, values only, and it will paste in all of your previous year's sales data and should start tracking data over here on this chart. This column will automatically calculate when you start entering sales, so you don't have to worry about that, and that will be 0 until January when you start logging sales. We're going to do the exact same thing with units sold. We're going to go back to our old spreadsheet, month tab. We're going to find the units sold column F right here, and we're going to copy in F7 all the way through F18. Go back to our new spreadsheet on the year tab, click into units sold M23, right click, paste special, values only. And then the last piece of information is our days to sell column, which is on the month tab of the previous sheet right here, column Z. So you'll take, let's see, what is that? Z7 all the way to Z18, copy it, go back to your new spreadsheet. We're on the year tab, find M40, click into that cell, right click, paste special, values only. And again, all of my charts have started to fill out the previous year's data, and will then start tracking the current year's data. If you had the premium last year and you're now in the premium this year, you've completed that. You've done everything you need to do, and you can set up the rest of your sheet for this new year. For those of you that bought last year's premium and now you're upgrading into the creator, maybe you started some initiatives in your business that are now making money, say a YouTube channel or affiliates and sponsorships, and you're like, hey, I want to start tracking that money now. That's great. And let me show you how to do that. It's really simple. So to do this, we're going to open up our previous year's spreadsheet, and we're going to open up our new spreadsheet. So let's go back to our old spreadsheet. This is the previous year, and we're going to go to the Start tab. Now you'll see platforms, expenses, stores, categories, and brands. It's very similar to the creator, but the creator does have a couple of more columns. So we can't do a simple one copy and paste on this. We've got to copy and paste in chunks. We've got a couple of columns in here in between that may throw off the formatting. So we're going to do this in 2 chunks. We're going to start with C42 under platforms, this first cell. You're going to click into that, and you're going to go over through the expense column and go all the way down and copy. Then we'll go into our new spreadsheet, the creator. We're going to click into that platforms, again, C41. Under platforms, that first cell, right click, paste special, values only. And you'll see that it pastes in your platforms and your expenses. We're not going to do anything right now with merch and creator. We'll leave those alone. So now we'll go back to our previous spreadsheet. We're going to bring in the stores, categories, and brands data. So you'll start with E42, go all the way over through G, and you're going to go to that very last line, whatever that is. So if it's all the way down at the bottom, just go all the way down and copy in whatever that last line is. For me, it's just right here. So I'm going to copy that, go back to the creator, my new sheet, click into that first stores cell, and now I'm going to right click, paste special, values only, and it brings in all of that data. Now from here, you can easily change anything that you need to. So let's say that you're not on 8 platforms anymore. Maybe you dropped Grailed and Depop. You can just come in here, highlight those cells, and delete. Let's say the Denver thrift store went out of business. They're no longer something you want to track. You can take it out and replace it with something else. Now that we brought over the Start tab, we now want to bring into the new creator sheet our inventory that hasn't sold. So every item that we haven't sold yet, we're going to bring into the new one by going to the inventory tab on the old sheet. So we'll do that by clicking into this first cell, A79. You'll click into listed date, and you're going to copy all the way over through M. So that XP column. So you're going to go down to that last line. So whatever that is for you, whether that's row 90 like it is for me, whether that's row 500, whatever that last line is, you'll just copy all of that data. We'll go to the new creator sheet. We'll go to the inventory tab. Same thing that we did there. We'll click into A79, right click, paste special values only, and it brings in all of your data. So now you've got all of your inventory information in your new sheet. And then again, the last thing we'll want to do is bring in the year data so that we can track year over year. The thing that's different on the year tab between premium and creator is the ability to track basically 4 types of revenue: platforms, merch, creator, and whatnot. So if you want to use this data to compare this year versus last year, you'll want to bring in this data right here that's this blank column. So we'll go back to our old spreadsheet and we'll go to the month tab. And then we're going to find all of our sales. So column D right here, total sales. And we're going to do copy D7 to D18. So even if you have zeros in any of those months, just go ahead and copy the whole column. And then when we go back to our creator, we'll click into cell K7, right under 2025. We'll right click, paste special values only. That will paste in all of your total sales month by month for the previous year. And you'll see the chart start to fill out as well. Remember, this new data will automatically populate once you start to log sales, so that will still show 0. And then you've got 3 other sections down here that you can bring in if you want to, or if you have it. If you didn't sell on Whatnot in the previous year, you won't have any of that data. If you didn't have any creator revenue, then you won't have that data. And the same with merch. But if for some reason you do have it, but you weren't tracking it on the premium spreadsheet because there wasn't a place to track it, you'll just come in here and manually put that information in. So maybe I started selling on Whatnot in November of the previous year, and so I don't really have a lot of sales data, but I do have some that I can track. I would go to Whatnot, I'd find my total numbers and then put them in. So let's just say I did $1,000 in November on Whatnot, and then December I crushed it, I did $2,500. I can just type those numbers in, and then it will obviously only compare really November and December because I don't have any other data for the rest of this. But if you don't have it, just leave it blank. Same thing with creator and merch. You'll manually put in that data that you want to track. Okay, so that pretty much concludes bringing over last year's data into this new year, and you can start tracking your numbers and your sales and profit in this new spreadsheet. You can finish setting up the rest of it based on the tutorial if you choose to watch it. If you clicked on this part of the video, you bought last year's creator, and now you're wanting to just throw everything, transfer it over into your new creator. So you'll want to open up last year's sheet and now this new sheet. And we'll start by going to the old sheet first and scrolling all the way down on the Start tab to this chunk of information. The great thing about this is you can copy and paste really simply into your new sheet, and it should take a minute or less. So we'll start right here with the first cell under platforms, C41. We'll go all the way over and down through your last entry. So whichever of these chunks has the most data in it, you'll just go down and capture that last one. So if it's all the way down at the end, you can go all the way down to end. But for me, you can see helping hands is the bottom of the barrel here for me. So we'll copy that. We'll go over to the creator or the Start tab on the creator of our new sheet. We'll click into C41, right click, paste special values only, and it will bring in all of your data from the Start tab so you don't have to manually type it in. You can easily make any changes from here if you want to add platforms or any of these columns really. If you're wanting to take some away, you can do any of that. Just make sure that you click into that cell and either delete it or type over it. So let's say I started selling on Depop and I want to track that. You can change the order of any of these. Again, you'll just manually type in, delete, or add by manually typing in. The reason why I say that is you don't want to add or delete any rows in here. So if you're like, hey, I don't like this row, I'm going to delete it, it's going to start messing with the formatting of the rest of this sheet and the formulas attached. So again, don't delete a row or add a row, just manually type in or delete if you want to take something away. Okay, that's the Start tab. Let's go back to our old spreadsheet and go to our Inventory tab. We want to copy and paste our inventory from the previous year into this new sheet. Let's just assume I've got titles here, which you can see I don't have it on this. But we're going to click into listed date, and we're going to go all the way over through XP, and then I'm going to go to my last line here, which is 106 for me. I'm going to copy it, go to the new creator sheet, to the inventory tab, click into A79, and then I'm going to right click, paste special values only, and it brings over all of that data in from the previous to the new spreadsheet. And then lastly, we're going to go to the old sheet. We're going to go to the month tab of the old sheet, and we're going to capture 4 pieces of information to finish out this tutorial. So on your new sheet, let's go to the year tab. We've got this new ability to start tracking revenue and compare it to last year's numbers. So we've got platforms, whatnot, creator, and merch. We'll start with platforms. So let's go to your old sheet, the month tab. Let's go to the platforms section, and we're going to click into January and capture all the way through December. So even if you have some months where you don't have sales, just still capture that whole chunk. We're going to copy that. We'll go to the new spreadsheet, click into the year tab. Now we're going to go to the previous year's column here. So column K7, click into it, right click, paste special values only. And now I've just pasted in all of my previous year's sales. And when you do that, you'll see that the charts start to fill out. Remember that all of this is will populate as you enter sales, so that will still show 0 until you start recording sales in the new year. All right, now we'll scroll down to whatnot. We're going to go back to our old sheet, the month tab. We're going to find the whatnot section, column F. We're going to copy in January through December, go back to the creator of the new sheet, click into K26, paste special values only, and we've just pasted in our whatnot data. Now we're going to move on to creator. So go back to the old spreadsheet, go all the way over to creator. Again, January to December, copy, go back to the new spreadsheet, right click, paste special values only. And then lastly, merch, we'll go back to the month tab, total merch sales, we'll copy that, creator, right click, you know the drill, and paste in your merch sales from the previous year. So now your whole year tab will be tracking those 4 forms of revenue and comparing to the previous year. So that pretty much sums up the whole process. It's pretty painless, and now you're ready to start using your spreadsheet in the new year. So thank you for watching this video, and I hope this year is your best year yet.